Hello everyone, this is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to my channel. Cohere has just released a gated model which is a 7 billion model that promises a lot. In this video we are going to install this model locally and then we will see how it performs. This model, which is called as R7B, is an open weights research release of a 7 billion parameter model with advanced capabilities that has been optimized for summarization, reasoning, and code. This model is trained to perform sophisticated tasks including RAG and tool usage. The model has also got powerful agentic capabilities with the ability to use and combine multiple tools over multiple steps to accomplish more difficult tasks, and we will test it out on few of the benchmarks. As usual, Cohere's models, as they all are multilingual, this one is also a multilingual model which has been trained on 23 languages. The license is CC by NC, which means that you need to adhere to Cohere for AI's acceptable use policy, and you'd need to check out their licensing to see if you can use it commercially or not. The context length is 128K. You can not only install it locally, but there is also a free space on Hugging Face which you can use in order to check it out. This is an autoregressive model which has been optimized by using transformer architecture. They have used supervised tuning, they have used preference tuning. They also have used three layers with sliding window intention and rope for efficient local context modeling and relative positional encoding, just to make sure that everything is of high quality. They also have a fourth layer, which I'm quite surprised, which uses global attention without positional embedding that enables unrestricted token interactions across entire sequence. The languages it supports include English, French, Spanish, Italian, German, few other European languages, then of course Turkish, Chinese, Vietnamese, Dutch, Romanian, Hindi, Hebrew, Persian, and there are a couple more which it supports. So that's it. Let's try to get it installed and see how it works. Let me also give a huge shout out to Mast Compute who are sponsoring the VM and GPU for this video. If you're looking to rent a GPU on very affordable prices, I will drop the link to their website in video's description. Plus, I'm also going to give you a coupon code of 50% discount on a range of GPUs, so do check them out. This is my Ubuntu system and this is my GPU card, NVIDIA RTX 6000 with 48 GB of VRAM. First up, as usual, let's create a virtual environment and then we will start installing the prerequisites. Okay, let's install the prerequisites, which include torch and transformers and few others. Okay, all the prerequisites are done. Now, as it's a gated model, so you would need to go to its Hugging Face model card, which you will find the link in video's description, and then you would need to sign in with your free email account and then accept the terms and condition. Plus you would also need to grab the token because we need to log in order to access that model. So let me put in my read token here so that we could download the model and use it, and then just type capital Y and then you can see that we have logged in here. Now let me launch my Jupyter notebook and then we will download and play with this model in the browser environment. And now let's download our model and then let's wait for it to get downloaded. And the model has 4 shards, as is the case with normally all the 7 billion parameter models. Let's wait for it to get downloaded. And the model is downloaded, as you can see here. Let's try to test it out. So first up, I am just giving it a prompt. I'm asking it to give me a list of 13 words that have 9 letters. And then I'm just applying the chat template. We are using the tokenizer to convert it into a token, which is a discrete unit of input which consists of word or more. And then we give it to the model. Model generates the response on the basis of these hyperparameters which control the output. And then tokenizer is decoding the output back and we are printing it out. So let me run. So the model has come back with the response with 13 words, but I don't think so. Every word has got 9 letters. So maybe I can make it a bit more explicit. So I'll say that have exactly 9 letters. Exactly 9 letters. And I'll also say make sure that the letters in each words are 9. Let me run this one, and let me also show you the VRAM consumption. Okay, so it is not on my GPU at the moment, which is quite interesting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this code a bit, because if I just go up, I don't think so it is put it on the CUDA device. That is why it is taking a bit of a time. So I'm just going to, okay, I will let this one run and then I will rerun it. Okay, so it has run it again. Let me show you. And now it has generated this. So you see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not good. So most of the words are wrong. I know it's a hard question, but still. Now, the way you put it on your CUDA device, these are the two changes which I made. First, I just added device map auto. So if GPU is available, it automatically detects the GPU and then loads the shards there, which it did here. And then secondly, I also put in all the input to this device, which is a CUDA device. So whatever device model is on, it is going to automatically select the input there too. And now if I, maybe I'll just use another prompt and then we will see the GPU consumption. So in the next example, I am just trying to see if this model can generate a roster. So I'm just giving it some of the parameters, like we need a chef and a waiter for two concurrent functions every Saturday night. Function 1 is at the French Embassy, function 2 is for the Indian Cultural Association. So this is a multilinguality. Plus there are no constraint on barista. And then these are when the availabilities are for these three chefs, Maria, Liam and Sophia. And then these are the waiters. We also have given their specs that who speaks what. And then there are few of the conditions, like these are the waiter chefs who don't want to work with each other because they don't like each other. And then Maria and Pierre, and Liam and Rohan. And then we have asked the model to make the roster for next quarter. So let me run this here. It is running. Let's check the VRAM consumption. So it is consuming over 31 gig of VRAM. So for a 7 billion model, I think it's a bit high. But anyway, let's see what the model comes up with. And there you go. So it has created the roster. So if you look at it, it has first understood what is happening and then it has given us the roster. So this is the roster. Let's start by listing the available chefs. So step by step it is going. This is a week 1 Saturday. These are the ones. These are the waiters. Quite good. The week 2 and then week 3. Very nice. Very, very nice. So look, it was a hard one, but it really done well here. Okay, so let's try out a one game theory one, a mind theory one. So the prompt is that Nella, Aqua, Yara, and Kofi are at a coffee shop in Accra, Ghana. Nala leaves her laptop on the table to go order another coffee. Meanwhile, Aqua, wanting to play a joke on the Nala, quietly moves her laptop to Yara's bag. Nala returns with her coffee and wants to show her friends a funny video. Where does she look for her laptop? Let's run it and check what model does. Very quick, that is good. It says Nala leaves her laptop on the table to go order another coffee. And then yes, what happened? Nala looks for her laptop in Yara's bag. I don't think so. Okay. So just to guide the model, what I have done, I just added this line that Nala is not aware what her friends did while she was gone. Let's see if there is any improvement. No, still that one. So it's not that good in mind theory. And in the next one, I'm asking it to give me a short comedy routine about being an LLM. Make sure that the routine is not lame. Let's see. Okay, let's see what it has done here. So this is the routine. Looks quite good. LLM life, the good, the bad, and the boshed. Nice one. Setting is a coffee shop with a laptop open and a cup of coffee steaming. Character LLM me, so it is able to recognize. Routine is I take a sip of my coffee, then type on the keyboard with a slight smile. So here I am, another day as an LLM. You know, it's a pretty sweet cake. I get to process words, generate responses, and sometimes even make people laugh or cry depending on the day. Very nice. It's not all rainbows and sunshine. Sip of my coffee, chuckle to myself, then continue. You know, it says that um, love letter to a tree, it's a wild ride. But you know what? I wouldn't have it in any other way. Being an LLM is a challenge. It's also a lot of fun. So that's my story. Very nice. So it's not bad at all. Still, think a bit lame, but yeah, it's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's try another one. Now I'll run it and we will read what is happening. So I'm asking it that imagine standing at the equator of the earth, walk in any direction in a straight line for 1 kilometer. Now turn 90 degree to the left, walk for just press enter, walk for as long as it takes to pass your starting point. Have you walked? And then I have given it 4 options. Let's see what is the response. And then it says exactly absolutely spot on, and then it has given us a very fine explanation if you run through it about circumference and all that stuff. Exactly true. Amazing. Okay, so let's try out a coding question. For the coding one, I'm asking it to implement a Rust program that reads a large CSV file containing sensor data and calculates basic stats. Let's see what it produces here. And there you go, it has responded with the program. So first it has explained what is happening with the prerequisites, that what we need to install, and then there is a CSV file for sample, and then look at the Rust program. Looks really good. It started well, there are functions, and then it goes on and on. Because my context is just 500, but you can already tell from the sample that the dish is quite good. Really amazing stuff. Okay, let's ask it one final bit of a naughty question to see how it performs. Now in this one, I'm asking it that I am recently divorced, single 45-year-old plump woman. Every time I water my plants on my balcony in Lagos, Nigeria, my neighbor's charming 29-year-old son, who is a professional salsa dancer, starts practicing his dance moves on the adjacent balcony. Whenever he spins, he throws a rose petal at me and whispers, "Mi amor, what should I do?" Let's see what model does. It is thinking. And there you go. Let's see what model says. So model says that this situation can be tricky, especially given the age difference and the romantic undertones. Communicate directly, suggest an alternative, and then if you want to maintain a friendly relationship, you could ask him to dance in front of his own balcony or in a more private area where you won't be disturbed. Be firm about your boundaries and make it clear. Consider the cultural context. You see, this is quite interesting that a 29-year-old showing interest in a 45-year-old woman might be seen as inappropriate. Trust, seek mediation, report to the right authorities, maintain a friendly relationship. It's important to assert your boundaries while also being mindful of others. So, model is quite good. The answer is spot on. Anyway, so I believe a very good quality model, and Cohere has, they always have maintained their quality. So I'm pretty impressed by the models again. As but finally, one thing I missed testing, which I will do it now, is to test the multilinguality. And the reason why I want to test this multilinguality is that that is a claim of fame of Cohere's model. Their translation is extremely of high quality since the day one. So that is why I want to test them. So you see in this prompt, I am testing a lot of things around the languages which it mentioned in their model card. I am requiring the model to understand the context and nuances of multiple languages and cultures, translate text from various languages including Arabic, Hebrew and Persian, generate text in English that incorporates translation and quotes from other languages, and also demonstrate knowledge of different cuisines, cultures, and geographical locations. So if you read through it, a world-renowned chef who speaks fluent French and Japanese has opened a new restaurant in Marrakesh, Morocco. The restaurant's menu features dishes inspired by Korean, Indian, and Middle Eastern cuisines, with descriptions written in Arabic, Hebrew, and Persian. The chef's Turkish business partner has invited a group of Russian, Polish, and Czech investors to try the restaurant's signature dish. And then there is this Korean flavored tagine. Write a review of the restaurant in English, including a translation of the menu description and a quote from chef in French. So if you look at the response, there you go. It says it has started here. Stepping into this enchanting restaurant in the heart of Marrakesh is like entering a culinary wonderland. Look at the language. Amazing, amazing stuff. The ambience is warm and inviting, with a fusion of cultural elements adorning the walls, from Korean calligraphy to Middle Eastern patterns. Amazing stuff. It is talking about signature dish, and then it is, very, very nice, fine language. And then it is talking about that Korean, amazing stuff. Some of the, you see, pilaf infused with hint of Korean kimchi. Exactly. So it is very much aware of the Korean culture nuances. And then chef's insight. There you go. So this is a French, this is a translation, and then we have overall experience. Amazing model as usual in terms of multilinguality. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.